That is not happening twice.
I didn't even know it was going to happen
No,
once.
I am not getting involved with someone I work with.
Understood. But for the record, you kissed me.
Yeah, and for the first and last time, buddy.
Ever since Reacher hit Prime Video back in 2022, it's been steadily climbing the ranks of must-watch thrillers. And with each season adapting a different Jack Reacher novel, there's always something fresh to dig into. So far, ratings haven't dipped below the 90% mark, which is no small feat. That success is no accident. Reacher knows how to take source material and shape it into something made for TV. But as with any adaptation, changes are inevitable, and Season 3, based on Persuader, the 7th book in the series, makes quite a few of them. Starting at number 10, one of the biggest shifts is how the show reworks the character of Zachary Beck. In the novel, Beck is morally conflicted but ultimately survives. He's arrested and taken away, leaving readers to wonder about his fate. In the series, though, Beck doesn't make it out alive. His death isn't just for shock value either. Right before dying, he makes a desperate move to save his son Richard from Quinn, using a toy gun Richard had gifted him. That act adds a layer of redemption to his character. It's a classic dramatic moment, and as Anthony Michael Hall, who plays Beck, puts it, it's like something out of a Shakespearean tragedy. Then at number 9, we've got a surprise return that wasn't in the book at all, Frances Nigley. Played by Maria Sten, Nigley has been a fan favorite since Season 1, but she doesn't appear in Persuader. Bringing her into the season changes everything. Reacher, known for flying solo in the books, suddenly has a close ally by his side, and that relationship gives us a whole new side of him. Their shared history adds warmth, and the way they joke around makes the heavy moments feel more grounded. It's a smart character move that makes the show more emotionally layered. Coming in at number 8, the character of Paulie, the massive, intimidating enforcer, is toned down a bit. In the book, he's not just a physical threat, he's a sadistic figure who even tortures Elizabeth Beck. The series, wisely, skips this darker subplot since Elizabeth doesn't appear at all. Paulie's still a monster physically, but the show focuses on his brute strength rather than making him outright disturbing. His final fight scene with Reacher is also different. Instead of brute force, Reacher sets up a trap and lets Paulie walk right into it. It's clever, satisfying, and much less gruesome. That leads us to number 7, which is all about who's not in the show, Elizabeth Beck. In Persuader, she plays a minor but important role. She's Zachary's wife and has a few tense scenes with Reacher. She even figures out that Reacher is undercover, but instead of turning him in, she begs for help. The show cuts her entirely, and while that might seem like a loss, it's actually a blessing in disguise. Without Elizabeth, the story focuses more on the father-son relationship between Zachary and Richard, which ends up hitting a lot harder emotionally. At number 6, Richard Beck gets a major upgrade. In the novel, he's more of a side character, present but not especially memorable. The show gives him real depth. He's dealing with grief, trying to connect with a distant father, and ends up being a central emotional anchor. His relationship with Zachary becomes the beating heart of the season. That toy gun he gives his dad, it becomes a powerful symbol in the final episode. Rewriting Richard this way brings more emotional weight to the finale and makes Beck's redemption arc even more poignant. Number 5, that's all about Reacher himself, because let's face it, he's a bit different on screen. In the books, Reacher is cool, calm, and rarely cracks a joke, but Alan Ritchson's version, he brings just the right touch of humor. There's this scene where Richard asks him about ice cream flavors, and Reacher deadpans that anything other than chocolate or vanilla is nonsense. It's small, but it shows that this Reacher has personality. It humanizes him. Instead of a near emotionless machine, he's someone you can imagine actually having a conversation with. Number 4 introduces a few logistical changes. In the novel, Reacher uses an email device to communicate covertly. The show updates that by giving him a phone hidden in his boot, which lets him keep in contact with Duffy. And speaking of which, Duffy's team gets an expanded role, including a scene where they capture Richard's bodyguard, something that doesn't happen in the book. These tweaks help modernize the story and give the supporting cast more relevance, keeping the tension up across multiple fronts. And that brings us to number 3, and a big thematic shift, mentorship. Reacher has always been a loner, but this season shows him stepping into a more guiding role. The death of Dominique Cole, a young officer Reacher once mentored, weighs heavily on him and serves as the emotional kickoff for the season. That grief influences his actions with both Richard and Nigley. He wants to protect, guide, and avoid making the same mistakes. It's subtle, but it deepens his character and gives the season a thematic through line that ties everything together. At number 2, there's another layer to Nigley's return that fans might not have noticed. This might just be setting her up for a spin-off. She's competent, cool under pressure, and totally capable of leading her own series. But even if a spin-off never happens, her presence adds something valuable. She reminds Reacher that he doesn't always have to be alone. Their partnership shows growth, both in the characters and in the show's storytelling. It opens the door to more emotionally complex narratives in future seasons. And finally, number 1 sums it all up. These changes work. They don't betray the source material. In fact, they respect it enough to know when something needs to evolve. Season 3 of Reacher takes what made Persuader great and reshapes it into a tighter, more emotionally resonant TV story. From character tweaks to updated tech and deeper themes, this season shows that when adaptations are done right, they can actually enhance what fans loved about the books in the first place. And hey, just to be clear, this video's not here to bash Reacher Season 3. Not even close. In fact, one of my favorite scenes ever from the show came in Episode 6, Smoke on the Water. You know the one I'm talking about. Reacher and Duffy torching that boat like absolute legends. They're hunting for Teresa, hoping she's being held on a ship, only to find she's already been moved. Then, boom, Harley shows up. The fight that follows? Classic Reacher brutality. But what really hit was what came after. With Harley at their mercy, they set that ship ablaze and let him go down with it. It was harsh, sure, but totally earned. And even though they didn't find Teresa, that whole sequence gave us some solid intel and some of the best Reacher-Duffy chemistry all season. Honestly, the way those two work together, I'd watch a whole spin-off with just them blowing things up and exchanging dry one-liners. So yeah, Reacher Season 3 made changes, but it also gave us moments like that. Gritty, explosive, and just downright cool. Take everything in this video with a pinch of salt, we're just here to appreciate how the show keeps evolving. But do tell us, what do you think about how many changes they will make in Season 4 and beyond? With Season 4 already underway and a Nigley spin-off in development, fans are buzzing with theories about which of Lee Child's 29 novels will be adapted next. Got a guess? Let us know in the comments section. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay in the loop with all the latest movie and series news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a big, huge thumbs up, because I'll be bringing you more updates on Reacher Season 4 before it even drops. So keep an eye out for that, along with the latest on all your other favorite shows and movies. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.